Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will learn about the another storage class that is nothing but register storage class. So what is this one called as register storage class? Already we have learned about the another one. First one is automatic storage class in our previous video. Now we are learning about the storage class. So I already told you that storage class means it needs to have a 4 features. So now there is register storage class, what it will try to do. The storage where it will be trying to storage is the variables of this register storage class are stored in the CPU registers if possible. Here you need to understand that if possible. So if you mention that variable with a register storage class means if the memory is available, then it will store it in the CPU registers if possible. And the default value. Always the default value of a register variable will be a garbage value if you don't initialize it. And the scope. So it is the variable is local to the block in which it is defined. And the lifetime. The variable exists as long as the control remains within the block in which the variable is defined. So that is the thing. So these are the features of this register storage class. Advantages of using this register storage class. So this one is also one of the important things. So why? So looks like all the features are same as with the automatic storage class only. Then what is the main difference between this register storage class? Mentioning the variable with register storage class, why it is means, then I can say that here I will try to list it. So variables stored in the CPU registers can be accessed much faster than those stored in the memory. This makes register storage class useful for variables that are used frequently such as loop counters. So that is the main thing. So now let's try to have a simple example for this one. So I will try to open the here. So here I will paste it. So now right now we are having a register int I. Okay, just I am trying to show you. For I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. So we are printing up the value. Now if I try to run this one, okay, we are able to get an error. Why? Because so we need to mention the hash include studio.h. Now let's try to see the output for this one. Okay, still it is throwing an error. So leave it. So just I want to explain you about this one. So what it is happening here is so we can have int main something like this. Okay, so hopefully this one works, I think. So now what it is happening here, it is printing from 1 to 10. Here instead of storing it in the memory, so we are storing in this example the variable I is declared as the register variable because it is accessed frequently in the loop. So the limitations of this one. CPU register availability. So now here, so still we are mentioning this one register int I, right? So still we have some limitations for this one. What are those limitations? The first one is CPU register availability. So what is the meaning of this one? Declaring a variable as a register does not guarantee that it will be stored in a CPU register. If the CPU registers are limited or occupied with other tasks, the variable will behave like an auto storage variable and will be stored in the memory instead. So that is the main thing. So we cannot guarantee that if you mention the variable as a register storage class, we cannot guarantee that that variable will be stored in the CPU register. If the memory is available means then it will be stored, or otherwise it will be stored, it will be fall back to the auto storage class only. This is the thing. So the next limitation which you will be having is the data size restriction. So a float variable which requires 4 bytes cannot be stored in a CPU register on a system with a 16-bit CPU registers. In such cases, the variable is treated as an auto storage class variable without generating an error. So this is also one of the things. And here the next one which you will be having is an pointers thing. The address of ampersand cannot be used with the register variables as their exact storage location, register, or memory is not guaranteed. So for this register class variables we cannot use the ampersand thing. So this is all the limitations for this register thing. So now you understood about this register storage variable. So the next one which I want to explain you is the static storage class. So what is this static storage class? So as usual, so we'll try to see about the features of this one. The storage for this one is variables of the static storage class are stored in the memory. Okay, so these are as usual stored in the memory. A static variable is initialized to 0 by default if no initial value is provided. So the default value for this one is not a garbage value. This time it is a 0. The variable of the local to the block in which it is defined. So that means where it is defined in the block only it will be existed. The value of a static variable persists between function calls it remains in memory until the program terminates. So that means it will always the memory the file the what I mean to say it will exist, so it remains in the memory until the program terminates. It will not be destroyed. So now I will try to show you a simple example explaining this static storage class. If I go here and if I paste it this one, so this is our static storage class. So now here the auto variable I is initialized. So here you will be able to see the auto variable I is initialized to every time the function increment is called. When the function ends, the variable I is destroyed. So whereas we are having a static variable j is initialized to 1 only once during the first call of the function, its value is retained between the function calls. So now if you try to see the output of this program all the time, you will be able to see the I value will be always 222. Why? Because it is initialized. So whereas j is a static variable, when it becomes 2, when it comes again, it will still be 2 value, and when 2 plus 1 means it will become 3. So so I is initialized to 1 each time increment is called. It is incremented by 1 during function execution and then destroyed when the function ends. So this I will be destroyed when the function ends. Whereas the j variable retains its value across multiple calls to the function. During each call it is incremented by 1 starting from its last value. So that is the main thing. That is the main difference between a static and also an auto. Automatic variables have a lifetime limited to the function call. Static variables retain their value and are not reinitialized with each function call. They persist until the program terminates. So that is the main thing. So that means static variables retain their value and are not reinitialized with each function call. So this will not be reinitialized with each function call. They persist until the program terminates. So that means when this return 0 executed and the program is terminated, then this j value will be deleted until and unless it will not be destroyed. So that is the one thing. So the key points which I want to tell you is register storage class is ideal for frequently used variables like loop counters, but it depends on the CPU register availability. The static storage class ensures a variable value persists between function calls, making it useful for maintaining the state. So these are all the different types of register class and also the static storage class which is available. So there is also another one storage class which we need to discuss, external storage class. So this one external storage class, as the name itself defines, you will be able to see in the external devices we can save it. So I will try to explain you in the next video, and I will try to show you that also which to use when also I will try to explain you. Hope you understood about this concept, register storage class and also the static storage class. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.